needle.
You're like the office thermostat.
We are live. It is Bud Light game night. We are at Mugshots, Vestavia City Center. That down there is Jim Dunaway leaning on a Bud Light cooler. We got Jimmy High Energy tonight, boys.
Forced energy.
Forced energy.
Not a fake laugh.
Yes. That is Rockstar Sean Henniger with his beautiful son, Cord, who is wearing one of my, that is one of the funniest hats I've ever seen.
It's not supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be cool.
That is the coolest hat I've ever seen. Don't forget to retweet Jimmy Energy.
Okay.
And Rockstar and Lance.
Okay.
And Lance Taylor, how are you, Lance?
I'm good, man.
Good.
I am good.
Good. I'm Ryan Brown.
Are you good? Are you good or are you great, LT?
I am
What happened to
between
you?
good and great.
I've been
Dunaway.
around this guy for an hour, and he has not had this energy. I
The
mean, it's
lights
like the
are on.
last 2 minutes. The
The
light came
lights
on,
are
and
on.
Jimmy Energy showed up.
We got a fun night here.
We do have a fun night.
Where
Jim.
are we?
We are at Mugshots Vestavia. Second time I've said that. Vestavia City Center, Mugshots. It is Bud Light game night. We always invite you to give us a thumbs up if you're watching us on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and set your alerts on YouTube. Retweet this if you're on Twitter. Give us a thumbs up there as well. Share on Facebook. Thumbs it up there. And like us on Twitch. Always hit nextround.store. Nextround.store. What kind of specials we got tonight?
Oh, we got $2 pints,
Oh.
$4 22-ounce.
Jump in
Bud
there,
Lights.
would you?
It's fine.
Jimmy Energy's on it.
Yeah.
I'm just reading the teleprompter over your shoulder. I help hang up the signs. Happy hour is always 2 to 6 here, and they have the Bud Lights $2 pints, $4 22-ounce beers.
Yeah, excited about that. So come by, join us. We'll buy you a Bud Light.
We'll buy you a Bud Light.
Yep, we sure will.
We got
And what, Jim?
Austin P. Alabama tickets to give away here tonight. One pair is going out of this store tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
you go home with the tickets tonight. A pair of Austin P. Bama tickets.
This is the perfect game to do
Right.
one of two things. Take one of those kids
That's
that's
right.
never been to a
So
Bama
always
game,
begging to go to a Bama game.
Just one of them. You can't take both of
or
them.
an opportunity to go tailgate, go to the game for a little bit, sample the stadium, and get
That's
out
right.
at halftime.
Yeah, get out as quick as you can, right?
That's right.
It's got to be a blowout, I would imagine, wouldn't you think?
Alabama will make it through.
I haven't seen an outlaw number, but I would say Alabama's 55.5. No, probably higher than that.
You think?
Yeah, I would say that Alabama is 61.
Will Healy's not walking through that door.
No, he's
Well,
not.
no, he is not. He's fired. He's fired at his other
He,
job.
he
What
may
about
need a pair of tickets.
What about Jeff Healy?
Jeff Healy, Angel
He
Eyes.
ain't walking through that door.
Angel Eyes Rockstar. One of my favorite
He's going in a
songs.
different way.
I saw a thing on I'll show you the picture. There's an English soccer player that they've called. He's got a mullet and he looks kind of like him, so they call him Patrick Swayze. It is awesome.
Is he on the English national team?
It just looked. I mean, it looked like an English soccer team. I don't know if it's the actual national team, but it says like here's.
Yeah.
I had a weird name, and then they call him Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze is
Remind
really
me to
good.
tell you guys something about our soccer team when the show's over with.
Is it after our draft tomorrow?
No, we are doing just an internal World Cup draft tomorrow, so that we've got some rooting interest in the games coming up.
Jimmy point system. How's it work?
But Taylor Korn included me in on something about our U.S. men's nationals teams today.
Well, how about
They've
Taylor?
never,
with a-
they have never won a World Cup. Is that what she told you?
They've got no Americans.
Hey, no, I'd like that better. I think we stand a chance.
We've got plenty of Americans.
Yeah.
We've got no chance of winning this thing.
Yeah. I didn't know Taylor followed the soccer.
She does. She
She's
did
a
this story.
soccer player.
Oh, that's right. She played at
Yeah.
Vestavia.
Won a
didn't
state
she?
championship.
Did you really?
She gave her all for the school. Blew out a knee or two.
Our man Joe Bear, his sister was her coach.
Really?
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
She was a player, I hear. She was
Little T?
yeah. She
I could
was
see her being an enforcer. I bet she started
I think
fights.
she said she was a forward. Or
forward. Yeah.
yeah.
She was a scorer.
You think she started? You think she got red carded?
Nope. I don't think so. She's
She looks pretty fast.
very fast. I don't
Yeah.
think she was very mean. She's very nice.
Yeah.
Before we get into whatever you're going to get into, Brent, can I just get everybody's reaction to Richard's Cross reporting right after our show left today that Ole Miss had made an offer now to Lane Kiffin to make him one of the top 10 highest paid coaches in all of college football. And, Brandon Marcello quickly pointed out that if they gave him a $300,000 raise, it would take him from the 12th highest paid coach to the 10th highest paid coach. So what really are they offering him if they're just making him one of the 10 highest paid? I mean, he's going to get a bigger raise than that if there were no job openings.
I'll tell you what
year.
this felt like was, hey, we tried.
That's exactly
That's
right.
what this felt like is when he leaves for Auburn in a week, you're like, hey, we tried. We made him a top 10. We're freaking Ole Miss. And we made him a top 10 paid coach in college football.
Look, not that every guy that's got a huge contract, Mel Tucker, is an elite coach.
Yeah.
I mean, Lane Kiffin doesn't deserve to be paid as a top 10 coach.
It deserves more than Mel Tucker, though.
No. You
All
think he's top 10 coach?
Well, I mean, hello, spotlights.
The headlights hit you right there. in the face.
I changed my mind.
You're being interrogated.
Yeah.
Where were you last night?
I just, honest to goodness, I mean, you're going to name 10 coaches and not get to
All
Lane
right,
Kiffin?
no, let's
Yeah.
go do our 10 best coaches. Let's do 10 coaches that deserve to be paid more than Lane Kiffin if we can get to 10. All right,
Nick
go.
Saban, Kirby Smart, Dabo Sweeney, Brian Kelly, Lincoln Riley, Ryan Day, Jim Harbaugh.
Coach
That's
Heupel.
7.
Jim Harbaugh. He changed on Jim Harbaugh really
He
quick.
did.
No, I didn't.
We all did.
Yeah,
we all
that's
did.
okay. It's okay.
No.
I'm okay with Jim Harbaugh in the top
You
10.
didn't say Heupel, did you?
Yeah.
I
I
did say
said
Heupel.
I said
Oh,
it.
you said Heupel.
Yeah.
So you're up to 7.
You're at
Yeah.
seven.
We're going to need 3 more.
And now all of a sudden,
No.
we're shrugging in the sand, trying to get
No,
up
that
Jerry
was-
Rice's mountain to get to 10.
No, that
before
was
we name Lane
that,
Kiffin.
that was pretty quick. That was
That
pretty
was
quick.
7.
7.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, your boy Lincoln Riley.
He
Already
said Lincoln
said-
Riley.
he
You
said
said
Lincoln
Lincoln
Riley.
Riley. You did not say Jimbo Fisher, which you shouldn't.
Nope.
Steve Sarkisian.
Nope.
Nope. I mean, you're
Luke Fickell should make more.
Oh.
Luke Fickell's a better coach.
Coach. I'll give you Luke Fickell. That's
Okay,
8. That gets you to
okay.
8. You're going to
His
need
name starts with a Bobby and ends with a Petrino.
Missouri State. That's 8.
Who am I missing in the SEC?
You said Brian Kelly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, your boy at Kentucky.
Nah, Stoops doesn't deserve to be.
Mm.
No.
You're going to try to tell me Mark Stoops over Lane Kiffin.
I mean,
That is
you
bull
can argue
crap.
he's a better coach.
No,
but
what has Lane Kiffin ever won as a head coach?
What does
Lane
Mark
Kiffin doesn't have Will
He
Levis.
won 10 games last year.
Okay.
what does Mark Stoops
What's
won?
Mark Stoops won?
Outback
10
Bowl?
games at Kentucky.
Yeah,
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
Kentucky. I mean, Kentucky's a tougher
But
place to
but
win
again,
than Ole
there's
Miss.
Then Ole Miss. Oh,
Okay.
come on.
I'm not
In
even
the
giving. I'm not putting him in my top 10 yet.
All right, well, that's 8.
Chip Kelly is a better coach than Lane Kiffin.
I could argue Chip Kelly deserves more. That's 9.
No, it's really 8. Who was the 8th?
8 was I
Luke
gave him
Fickell.
Luke Fickell.
Luke Fickell.
I gave him Luke Fickell.
Okay. I mean, you really had to struggle here.
Okay, here we go.
To try to prove your point.
What about Paul says James Franklin?
Yes.
Oh,
James-
bull crap.
I don't
I
know
would say
about
other
that.
words.
He
if
won a-
Young Cord
He
wasn't
won a
right
Big
here.
Ten
he's heard worse.
championship.
He did win a Big Ten championship.
He's
won-
ranked higher than Ole Miss right now.
Yeah, he doesn't have to go through the SEC
He got
West.
shafted on getting into a college football playoff, which Lane Kiffin never will.
Didn't he go to the SEC East for a while?
Yeah, he did. 9 wins.
It
with Andy.
amazes me how you get on these one tangents and you refuse to come off of it when a guy comes and proves that he's a good coach. Lane Kiffin's a good coach.
I said he's a good coach.
Yeah, but that's. I mean, we're only to 9, and
There-
it's been difficult to get to 9.
There is a difference in being a good coach and one of the top 10 coaches in all of college football.
we got to have 10, and we
I know.
barely got to 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Paul says.
Barely got to
Paul
10.
says Dave Aranda. You wouldn't put Dave Aranda.
No.
there. He
Oh, my
has won a
God.
Big 12, but you wouldn't put him there
No,
yet.
I wouldn't. Oh, Kyle Whittingham, I would. Kyle Whittingham is a better coach.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. That's 10.
Okay, I'm done.
He got it to 10. He's
Hey,
done.
Wasn't easy.
Well, I mean,
you had a lot of people spotting you there in those last
no,
three.
the sad
Come
thing,
on, man. Come on. You can do it. You can do it.
Well,
Push.
they didn't say Kyle Whittingham, did they? I
They
came
didn't.
up with that
No, you
myself.
came up with that yourself. Yeah.
I
So
mean,
anyway,
I think, getting down to Luke Fickell and all them is pretty.
but
It's a pretty gray area.
back
but
to
I
the
tweeted-
original point.
I
yes.
tweeted when I saw that. Whenever Taylor, I think it was Forrester, the first one that sent it to me. As soon as I saw that, retweeted it. My retweet was, "Ole Miss is saving face."
Well, this is so Keith Carter, the Ole Miss athletics director, can stand at the press conference and say, "We appreciate everything Coach Kiffin did for us here. We tried everything we could. We offered to make him a top 10 coach, top 10 paid coach in America. He chose to go to Auburn. We've moved on." You
And
know,
by the way, Keith Carter, Ole Miss athletic director. I'm going to fire the baseball coach, basically. And as soon
that guy
as,
won a national championship.
as soon as that starts, that guy goes on and wins the freaking national championship. He lets the basketball coach, after a horrendous season, come back. He doesn't make a move on that guy.
Because he doesn't want to pay the buyout.
And then he's about to let Lane Kiffin walk out the door. I mean, that guy's having a heck of a run right now. As the
It's a
athletic
bad
director.
run. Now, where are we right now on Lane Kiffin?
I still think he takes the Auburn job. Again, I think this report from Richard is window dressing for Ole Miss so that Keith Carter can stand in front of the media and say, "We tried." You don't want your fans to think you just let him walk away, right?
That's
so
right.
this is a way to say, "Hey, look, Lane wanted this. We gave him this. Lane wanted new facilities. We're working on new facilities. Lane wanted the NIL to get better. The Grove Collective is the strongest it ever been. It became about money. We offered to make him a top 10 coach. We're Ole Miss, and we're paying a guy top 10. There's a guy in Birmingham that says Ole Miss should never pay top 10.
Yeah,
there's a ceiling.
There's a ceiling at Mississippi State.
We should be
Hey.
happy with our house here. in
Don't
Tuscany.
paint me in this this corner because things get misreported. And I'll give you an example. On the way over here, I got a call from a friend, and I'm on some kind of Tennessee YouTube channel,
Right.
and they were talking about not Dabo, they called him Dabo.
Dabo.
Dabo Sweeney, they were talking about the Lane Kiffin situation. Well, now there's reports that Dabo Sweeney is interested in Auburn. Lance Taylor of the Next Round reports.
What?
Yeah.
You're the one that laughed about
I know.
it.
That's what I told my buddy. I was like, and he said, I'll show you guys the link when we get done.
Lance
and
Taylor, the next
yeah,
round.
Lance Taylor, the Next Round reports that his representatives have been in touch with Auburn since Saturday in talks. And I'm like, I said there was 0% chance.
You know what happened here, right? He has his hair and your hair look so much alike. He's the one that said
but
it.
I didn't report
And
it.
you did.
No, I did not.
On our show, you did. You're the one that brought it up.
No, Jim. Don't paint me in that corner. On the show, you said, I said there's this absurd rumor. I think it's absurd. We got to bring it up because enough people have mentioned it. I didn't report it.
No, but I'm saying you're the one that brought it onto our show.
Well,
I mean, I don't think
Apologize to Lance Brown.
I don't think LT and I even wanted it mentioned.
I think the
Oh no.
We thought it was both
You having
asinine
fun?
that there was even being mentioned.
you mentioned a lot of stupid stuff on the show.
Get
I
him.
do. I
Yeah,
do.
why don't you own it?
Hey, so if Lane does take this job, what does Ole Miss do?
Jimbo Fisher.
Ole Miss is in a better. I'll say this: it's a little bit like UAB, and I don't know what will happen with Coach Vincent, but UAB has never been in a better position to hire a head football coach, right?
Right.
And I would
Agree.
say the same of Ole Miss.
Yeah,
I
I know.
mean,
I agree.
when have they ever been in a better position to hire?
I'm just trying to think of people that would take that Ole Miss job. I mean, it's an SEC
I think a
job.
lot would. I mean, again, what did we just start with saying? You're going to be a top 10 coach, salary wise, if they continue to pay that. If not, you're a top 15.
The problem is finding these coaches that are worthy.
Well, I know they'll all take the money though, whether they're worthy or not.
But you got to think that if you're in a Big Ten or SEC program, that you can hire, I think, from the other Power Fives. I really do. There's only a few of the ACC, Big 12, or Pac-12 jobs that aren't Big Ten or SEC jobs that you would stay at. I mean, you could hire from Big 12 or ACC places.
What names come up with every job open? Jamie Chadwell. His name comes up every time a job comes up.
Mike Gundy.
Would you hire Jamie Chadwell?
No.
Gundy's stock is probably the lowest it's been in 10 years.
It really is.
But I don't know how he's 7-3 this year. He's lost a game with a backup quarterback, and he was a play away from the college football playoff last year. And in 2011, a lot of people, not me included, thought that they got jobbed not getting in to play for the national championship against LSU.
Yeah,
That's a tough job.
Here comes some water.
Thank
guys
you.
want
I'm
some
good on the
We're
water.
good.
Anybody
We're
need
good.
water?
Thank you. No.
I usually you start looking like at the American, right? That's usually the first place you look.
Well, who would you hire for
Who are the
American?
best teams in the American? Well, Cincinnati was in the playoff last year.
All right,
They're
Luke
going to the-
Fickell.
they're
If you
going
could hire Luke Fickell, it's a great hire.
They're going to the Big 12.
Yep.
You
wouldn't
even,
hire Gus.
Can you even get Luke Fickell anymore? You know,
Yeah.
I don't know if you can,
I don't know.
but
Would
you
you hire-
could. I mean, you got to say Luke Fickell's good.
Would you hire Gus?
Gus is getting it done, but Gus has been in the SEC.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
feels
think
like a ultimate retread.
Willie
Yeah.
Fritz does it at Tulane.
Yeah,
but
isn't Willie Fritz 60?
Yeah, Willie.
I think he's a good coach.
Old. Yeah, I agree. I think he's a good,
Good
coach.
coach.
But Coach Ken at Navy, not
Yeah,
anymore.
no, it's
Yeah.
way falling off.
Yeah.
And
So
you don't
now-
want to run the triple option.
So now all the American doesn't look,
Yeah.
it's enticing anymore because the good American teams are going to the Big 12.
All right,
I tell you, who would be a hot coach if they weren't old? Is Mac Brown.
he is old. He's
He
old.
really. I mean, we all said when he got hired in 16 or 17
Terrible
that
hire.
was such a lazy hire, and he's done a really good job.
Truthfully, I think it was as late as 19 that he was
Yeah.
hired. I don't think he's been
That
there.
might
Would
long.
be.
you all right? Go to the Pac-12 schools that are getting left behind, that don't know their future.
Well,
Dan Lanning.
Well, if you could hire Dan Lanning, you do it tomorrow.
Oh,
if you're
yeah.
Ole Miss.
But
Yeah.
Dan Lanning, if he
I
wouldn't,
don't think. I
if he
think he'll
wouldn't
hold
take,
out.
if he wouldn't
Yeah.
take Auburn, he's not going to take Ole
No, I
Miss.
agree with you.
DeBoer seems
Have you
like he's not
seen
gonna
enough
leave.
from him though?
He's a West Coast guy, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
And Washington. I mean, you can make an argument it's a better program than Ole Miss.
but it's not on firm enough footing. You
yeah.
don't know what their future.
Yeah,
where
I
they're
mean,
gonna
I
be.
don't know. I
Money's
don't
not gonna
know.
be-
You don't want to be Washington in the Mountain West,
Yeah.
wherever they end up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The guy at Oregon State's an Oregon State guy.
Yeah.
He does a heck of a job.
Jonathan Smith.
I think the world of Justin Wilcox, but he's been flat at Cal. I mean, I don't know what all you can do at Cal.
No. Like Jonathan Smith, to me, again, is a better coach than Lane Kiffin. But Jonathan Smith is one of those guys that, it's going to take an incredible offer to get him out of Corvallis because he loves that place.
He loves that place.
Yeah, and he really can have a lifetime contract because he'll probably win 7 or 8 games a year, and that's okay for Beaver fans.
Yeah. I just don't, when we get to this point in the search, when you got this whole week of dead period, because Lane doesn't want it to get out before the Egg Bowl on Thursday night, a week from almost kick time right now, about,
Yeah, you're right.
a week and an hour away from kick time of the Egg Bowl.
Turkey and dressing sandwich for me.
Yeah. And he doesn't want it to get out before then. You don't want to sell your kids short. But you're talking about Ole Miss being this great place to go now because of what Lane does. But what if what happened at Oklahoma to USC happens at Ole Miss? What if Quinshon Junkins walks out?
Oh, you're going to have a lot of that, I think. Yeah.
I mean, what if all of those people walked out with Lane wherever Lane goes? If he goes to Auburn, they just walk to Auburn. What do you have left?
Because you're going to have a month where you don't have a head coach to try to, herd the cats.
That's right.
So those guys are going to be going.
So then how attractive is that?
No, I think there will be a mass exodus because people want to play in that offense.
I agree. And you had 26 transfers in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like those guys are good old Ole Miss.
Yeah, and look, and whoever comes into this Auburn job is going to have to work that transfer portal.
That's one of those things. Judkins doesn't fall into this, but you had a lot of guys transfer in, a la Jackson Dart, who have used their free transfer. So you might not lose as many as you would think, big name guys, because so many of them have already used that free transfer to come play for Lane Kiffin. We're at Mugshots Vestavia. It is Bud Light game night. You could drop a comment in. We're about to get to some of those. If you're watching us on YouTube, give us that thumbs up. If you're on Twitter, fire off a retweet. Give us a thumbs up there as well. Share us on Facebook. Thumbs us up there. And on Twitch, make sure you've set your alerts.
It was me.
And you've subscribed on YouTube. And follow us on all social media at Next Round Live. Our deals tonight, LT, on the great beverages are Dunaway. Either one. Somebody fight for them.
$2 pints, $4 22-ounce beers.
Yep.
Happy hour until 6 o'clock, always here at Mugshots.
Always.
2 to 6. And always drink Bud Light. And don't forget the Ghost Energy drinks, if that's what you're into. And we've got Austin P tickets to give away tonight.
Let's go, P.
All you have to do is come by here and see our Bud Light girl. She's right over there at the end of the bar. Wave. There we go. There she is.
It's a wave.
For those not here, she's waving.
Scan a QR
Tell her to
code.
stand up, Dunaway.
Scan a QR code, you're in.
She did stand up. There you go. I hear you.
Hey, so Auburn fans would be delighted with Lane Kiffin. I think it would be a great hire. Again, I said Lane Kiffin or Hugh Freeze would be a great hire. I would hire Hugh Freeze in front of Lane Kiffin.
Well, why is Lane Kiffin a great hire now if you don't think he's a top 10 coach? Auburn deserves a top 10 coach, don't they?
Well, I mean, they're not a top 10 program right now, are they?
Not right now. No.
They don't have a top 10 coach.
Yeah. I mean, and it's tough to find, again, 10 coaches out there. So Lane is on the fringe. So, yeah, I think it would be a great hire. With all that said, Barkley's comments today, if for whatever reason A&M, and I think they should go on and cut ties with Jimbo.
This would be so much fun.
If that happens and Deion comes in, again, winning the press conference isn't everything, but that will be the splash hire of the offseason.
What do you think he wears?
Who, prime time?
Yeah, does he wear sunglasses?
I'd love to see it.
Well, it'll be a maroon custom suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be something none of us could wear.
Who's the 12th man? I'm the 12th man.
Who's the 12th man if I'm not the 12th man?
Who's the 12th man if I'm not the 12th man?
That would be absolutely terrific.
Oh,
all right, let's get
just for us, just for sheer entertainment, to have Lane at Auburn, Deion at Texas
incredible.
A&M, Brian Kelly at LSU, Nick still at Tuscaloosa,
Drinkowitz at Missouri.
I honestly would rather have Prime at Auburn. I think he's more entertaining, and Lane would still be in the league. But we had lunch with an Auburn fan today. He wants Prime.
He does. He does not want Lane. He didn't like Lane. I'm surprised at the number of Auburn fans I found that don't like Lane.
Well, the problem with Lane is he's like a gremlin.
You put water on him?
Yeah. I mean,
that means he's a mogwai.
Yeah, he's a mogwai. In Oxford, he can become a gremlin. In Auburn, when he becomes a gremlin and he's off that leash, it's going to be fascinating because what do they say? You can't change the stripes or the
on a
zebra.
Spots. Zebra can't change the stripes. Leopard can't change the spots. Yeah.
Whatever.
All right. Dustin says, since you're at Mugshots, if you had to eat a food in large quantity, what food would you pick?
Cereal.
I thought that too, right there. Which one?
If I did an eating competition, I could do cereal.
I cannot do one bowl of cereal.
No.
If I do a bowl of cereal, I have to come back and fill it again for the second bowl.
I could do a box right now, no problem.
Yep. I could eat an entire box.
Lucky
Which
Charms.
one? I could eat an entire box of Lucky Charms.
O's are really good, though. It hits the roof
They're
of your mouth.
so crunchy, though.
Yeah,
they tear your teeth out.
The
Captain
Alabama
Crunch with berries.
Alabama
Yes.
LSU weekend, I ate a whole bag during the 2:30 window. I always forget the name of it, but it's the caramel corn that the kind you like. The
Poppycock?
No, it's
Crunch a Munch.
Boom Chicka.
Oh, Boom Chicka Pop? Yeah,
Boom
I can eat
Chicka
that
Pop.
all day long.
Ate the whole bag. It's a
That's
big bag.
the
like this.
sweet and salty, the purple one.
Yes,
Yeah, I can
yes.
eat that nonstop. You
Yeah.
can't stop it.
You
really
cannot
can't.
stop it.
We get those the taco bar from Taco Mama about every other Saturday, and I can do about 8 tacos from there.
Yeah.
No,
You
I
do the
couldn't.
hard
I
shell or
could
soft
too.
shell?
Soft.
You don't like any hard shell taco?
Hard
at
shell's too messy.
It's messy, and I don't even know if they pack the hard shell.
Really?
I think they ask if you want soft, and
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
get extra tortillas.
You know, I like soft, but occasionally I like to mix a hard shell in just for old school, like when I was a little
Yeah.
kid before they did soft shells.
You know what I learned this past week from Champy's Chicken? I got the 6 tamale pack, and Maggie doesn't like them.
Oh, so
And-
you got them all.
There's no way you could eat 6 of those.
That's what I'm saying. I heated up 6
Yeah.
because overnight to
Yeah.
eat while I'm watching the game. I only made it through 4 and could not eat
Oh,
one more
those
bite.
are filling.
I had to choke the 4th one down.
I can do 3.
I was like,
At least you're a fighter,
Yeah,
dude.
I was.
Lunsford on YouTube says he's got his sleeper team that's going to win it all for him in the World Cup. So Lunsford's already picked a sleeper team.
Tell him I've already looked at Japan.
Jim's already looked at Japan.
No,
Lunsford.
tell him that he's going to tell us something after the show about the U.S. that might want to change your mind.
Yeah, well, it's
Lunsford.
Taylor. Reese says, cute kid, Rockstar. Court is a cute kid.
Thank you. He's
He
being
is.
good.
So
I know.
well behaved.
Yep.
I
Don't
think,
jinx it.
I think he dropped a deuce.
He's watching my Buccaneers right now, which will make you drop a deuce.
Taylor Korn, our social media director, says only a yellow card. Never got a red card. Yellow only.
Yeah. Good for her.
I'd like to hear that story, though.
I
wouldn't you?
thought little T was supposed to be here.
I can't help you there. Did she say she was coming?
She did, but
Yeah. Bob Sacamano, YouTube. What's your favorite Thanksgiving side?
mine is squash casserole. You got to do it right. I know that's
Well, how's it right?
it's kind of exotic. It's got to have the breaded top.
Breadcrumbs on top. Yep.
Yeah, and it's got to have half and half and a lot of cheese in it.
Do you like the squash cooked to the point that it's almost slimy going down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's really the only way you do squash casserole.
We had a former.
if it's not cooked enough and it's still a little firm, it's just
Not
no
enough
good.
people do it. I love it.
I like squash casserole. Yeah.
We had a former office party at our former job, and somebody still don't know who did this. Is probably 6 or 7 years ago. Brought a corn casserole kind of
Corn
thing.
casserole is phenomenal.
That's the first time I've ever had it, and since then we've had it every year at my house.
So it's like almost breaded with the corn in it.
yes,
Yeah.
it's
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of almost like a bread pudding.
Yeah,
type
it's
thing.
very close to bread pudding.
Oh
Yep.
my god, it's so good. So
Yeah.
I never had it till one of our company parties.
Is it creamy?
Phenomenal.
No, it's kind of like it's bread.
It's almost
With
like
corn-
cornbread.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not as it doesn't
more
have the
spongy.
it doesn't have the density of cornbread.
I love the sweet potato casserole.
Me too, Jimmy D.
Yeah.
Do you pecans or marshmallows?
Marshmallows, no pecans.
You know, my mom does a half and half. I think I say that every year at Thanksgiving.
Well,
Yeah.
we do one that's naked and one that has marshmallow on the top. One
Yeah.
that's just the sweet potato, and
Yeah.
one that has the marshmallow.
I love it, but it's a dessert to me. But I'll
it
put it on the
is.
plate.
Yeah.
I'll still go with it.
It's a dessert.
Yeah.
Do you do like when you grill or whatever? Do you just do like squash and zucchini in the
Tinfoil?
oven? Just put it on tinfoil, put a little olive oil and salt and pepper on it.
all the time.
So yeah,
That's good.
used to have, and I haven't done this in a long time, but I had a veggie tray. You could also
Oh,
do
yeah, put it on
pizzas
the
on
grill?
it. Yeah, put it
Yeah.
on the grill.
Yeah, I do that with asparagus a lot. Put it on the grill.
Asparagus is so
Asparagus
good.
is good grilled.
I never
Makes your-
see
makes your-
asparagus with Thanksgiving.
Well, it makes
though.
your pee stink. I don't think it's a Thanksgiving food, but it does make your pee
But who
stink.
said, who gets to decide that?
What, that my pee stinks? I
No,
do.
that. Come on, that asparagus is a Thanksgiving food.
I do like cornbread,
The pilgrims.
but we
Pilgrims.
rarely have it for Thanksgiving.
You don't eat cornbread for
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
we
That's a
have-
roll.
we have
That's a roll.
rolls.
It
that's
is a roll.
meal.
It is a roll thing.
No, you don't go to the
holiday.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving's a roll meal.
We do have some kind of peas. I think it's black-eyed peas.
Austin,
Oh, black eyed peas?
I think so.
Ugh.
I
Nah,
Really?
that's
I've
New
never
Year's
seen
Day.
that on Thanksgiving.
think we roll some black-eyed peas.
Most people, I think, on Thanksgiving, if they go peas, go English peas.
We have a big salad.
A salad on
I never
Thanksgiving?
do
Yeah,
salad.
we have a big salad.
What kind of Thanksgiving?
I go all
Sushi?
all yellows.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go sushi.
It's all carbs and it's all yellow.
that's
Well,
that's all me.
Dunaway has mentioned 3 things I've never seen on a Thanksgiving
We
spread.
have big salads. We don't have cornbread. I was thinking through this.
Oh.
The
I've
thing.
never seen black eyed peas.
We have black-eyed peas,
Chicken fried rice.
Ravioli.
Yeah, enchiladas.
Ooh, it would be good to have a side pasta.
Yeah.
It would be good with the red sauce.
A side pasta.
Yeah, don't forget Austin P. Alabama tickets. We got them here tonight. You come by and see that girl right there, and you register, and you may walk out with them tonight. They'll email them to you this evening.
Me and Brown ran into a couple of listeners at lunch today, and one of them was a Dolphins
Big
fan.
Dolphins fan. You know what? It was crazy about that.
Now, was he a
Bandwagon.
Dolphins fan pre-2? I didn't get to ask him
yes,
that. Okay.
because he and I started comparing Dolphins games we've been to, and like he brought it up. He's like, "I see you on social media." He goes, "We go to these same Dolphins games every time," and I'm like, "Well, I go every time they come to Atlanta or Nashville." And then I was talking about I'm thinking about going to the Dolphins Jets game to end the season since we don't have a postseason trip this year, and we're not tied up with the college football playoffs. And he's like, I was looking at tickets for that today. Like he and I are always at the same games.
Yeah, I think you guys should go to one of those home games because it's a relatively easy flight.
Oh, I know. Yeah, from Atlanta, straight flight down to Fort Lauderdale, and you're good to go. Yeah, he was fired up for the Dolphins. He's pre-Tua. He goes a long way back with me. He and I were comparing some old games we've been to pre-Tua.
God, I wish my team was good this year.
Me too.
Well, you've been pretty good of late. I don't really feel bad for you. B. Foshi says, I could see Leopold being a fit at Ole Miss. Also, I don't think Lane leaves this year. Leopold's a little old. Isn't he like 62?
No, 53.
53. All right. Paul says, David Shaw, bring back the I formation. Boy, you want to talk about a guy. That guy used to be rumored for jobs. David Shaw did.
5 years ago, I would have put him in that top 10.
Yeah.
It burns fast. Jimbo would have been in the top 10 maybe 2 years ago.
Maybe you don't know what a top 10 coach is.
Maybe there's not 10 top coaches.
I would agree with you on that.
Brooks says, favorite sports moment ever. I'd assume Lance would pick the Rams last year.
You know what, Brooks? It probably was. That first Super Bowl, though, their second Super Bowl, the first one I went to, Super Bowl 34, to win the way they won, Isaac Bruce, the long touchdown, and then the incredible drive from Steve McNair, Mike Jones, that tackle on Kevin Dyson. I was in that end zone. That was really exciting. But there was something about the journey last year through the playoffs. And I don't know. So either one, but, yeah, I'll say just because I'm old and I don't think I'll see another one, that probably last year.
I know what he's about to say.
Brandy Chastain, right?
No.
It was a big moment.
Yeah.
I know.
Right.
I had the Chinese women that day.
What were you laying?
Lay at like 160.
The Chinese women were favored?
I think they were playing Japan.
Or Japan.
Yeah,
Sorry.
let's not go there.
Maybe it was China. I don't know. I don't know which my favorite one is. I enjoyed the Buccaneers Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That was good. The last one,
Yep.
not the first one. First one was fun too. I didn't think that would happen. But at that point, I thought we'd have a lot of them after that with Gruden and everything that went away very quickly. Some of my big favorite moments were when I wasn't even my team. I just happened to be there. Like, the night Dale Earnhardt Jr. won at Daytona in July after Dale Sr. had died. And
You were at that race?
I was at that race.
Wow.
Yeah, right there in Victory Lane.
Had to be a great atmosphere.
Yeah, it felt fixed.
Oh, we've always joked about him getting the
probably was.
getting the
fixed.
special restrictor plate.
Yeah.
What are you pointing at, Rex?
Bill Biv DeVoe are coming to Legacy Arena.
I remember in January of 2010 when we did a show with Brian Straw, the four of us. I remember the day of the game and how excited you really were for Alabama against Texas, because I took Texas that game plus 4.5, and I'll stick by it. I think they cover if Colt doesn't get hurt. I don't know if they win. I'm not going to go that far. But I remember how mad you got when I said I was pulling for Texas.
Yeah.
Traitor.
Yeah.
You're like, man, they've worked so hard.
Texas hadn't.
They had worked hard, LT. I knew how much it was going to. I knew if several years later we were going to start our own company, we would need Alabama to be good.
Yeah, well,
for a
you were
decade.
right.
I will say it was a pretty cool moment, and I'll credit Dunaway for this because he had been there before, but going to the Rose Bowl for the first time and walking down on the field, I'll never forget the way they brought us in on the media buses. They came off the interstate and went through Pasadena and through the neighborhood, and you just kind of wind around, and there's this road where you just kind of do like that. And if you've never been to the Rose Bowl, it's literally built next to a golf course, so it's tree lined
Down in the valley.
It's down in the valley. It's just a bunch of trees. It's it's in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean, it is legit in the middle of a neighborhood.
A nice neighborhood.
Yeah, like Mountain
very
Brook.
nice neighborhood. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people call it Mountain Brook with a stadium. But I'll never forget, Dunaway was like, hey, get ready, Brown. Right around this corner is the money shot or something like that. I can't remember what you said. And sure enough, we come around the corner, and it's that iconic Rose Bowl sign.
Were you disappointed that I thought you were talking about something else?
Well, we were in the valley.
Yeah.
I remember walking down on the field for the first time on the Rose Bowl and just looking around thinking, man,
It's the greatest
And-
grass I've never
it
been
is.
to.
It's gorgeous.
Never been to Augusta
Yep.
National. It seems like it's the greatest grass on earth.
And I remember doing the same thing for people when we were back there with Auburn in 2013, doing the same exact thing. And people that were covering Auburn, they had never been there and they were there for the first time. And I remember, enjoying that moment with them. But I will tell you something, we joke about Dunaway saying things are overrated. I'll tell you what is not at all overrated is sitting on that side of the stadium in the Rose Bowl and watching the sunset against the mountains.
Yeah.
It is gorgeous.
Incredible. It's almost sacrilegious UCLA plays home games
I
there.
agree completely.
It's almost like Rose Bowl and big concerts, and that's all we're doing here.
Yeah.
I would agree, because it will not look the same, coming up Saturday night for USC,
Well,
UCLA.
it won't. But I'll tell you what, when
I think it'll actually be better than you think, though.
Oh, it'd be better than most
Yeah.
of their games because
Yeah,
it's supposed to be a sellout. They're
have they pulled the tarps?
supposedly pulled
Yeah.
the tarps off,
Okay.
but the problem is they're afraid there's going to be as many or more USC fans
Oh,
than
there
are
will
UCLA.
be. UCLA is a terrible fan base. Jake says, Rockstar, have you ever covered Eddie Vedder's Society from Into the Wild?
Of course, many times. A great song, very depressing. That whole album is incredible. How he even came about. Sean Penn gave it to him, saying, "I want you to do the soundtrack." He watched the movie, and he said, there's certain scenes I want to do. So some songs are like 1:25, like Setting Forth. The opening song is, can you go? I'm rambling. It is a great song, but it's like maybe 1:20 long. But Society is track number 2, I believe. No, 8. It's a great song. Great album.
Yeah.
2007.
So the answer is yes. You've covered that one many times, you said. Connor says, how is it talking about potential in-state coach hirings and discussing current in-state coaches while also knowing you will most likely be in contact with them throughout their career there? We just got a job to do. It's just part of the job, and you got to say things that make it uncomfortable. I don't know that I've ever said anything, though, and a coach is just – I don't know if you guys – and a coach has just gotten absolutely pissed about what you said. I've had – occasionally we've said things and their representative will reach out pissed. Maybe not their agent, but somebody from the school. But I don't know that I've ever said anything where a coach is like, I can't believe you said that about me.
No, you got called out by a coach.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
Yeah, this year.
Oh, well, that was misunderstanding.
I forgot.
Yeah. Well,
That
I
was
mean,
months
well,
ago.
we can't really talk about it on the show, though.
Because we did.
We did what?
Did we not?
No.
Talk about it on
It
the show?
hasn't been brought up on the show. I'd prefer to let everything play out before we
Okay.
address that. I made it right, though. That was on me.
I mean, I have said things along the way that I think by the time it got back to them, it was misrepresented. But hell, I've hummed the Auburn fight song sitting next to Mike Shula, waiting for
He
the
didn't
Mike
like
Sh-
that, did he?
for the Mike, waiting to tape the Mike Shula show. one
Did he
day.
harmonize with you?
No, I mean me. I'm
Do it again.
I'm socially awkward, and
No.
the tape they're having camera problems, so I just sat there and I started going dun 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 dun, and he's like, "Really, Jim?" And I didn't know what I was doing. I was just humming.
Really, Jim?
Really, that's what he did. Really,
You think
Jim?
Saban could recognize the Auburn fight song? Like, if you did it around Saban, I doubt he even knows what it is.
More Auburn fight song or remembering my name? I don't know. Which, really guy,
Fella.
really guy who stands by me sometimes.
Hey,
Coach, we're coming back in about a minute. Desperado.
I did not know the Eagles were in town Monday until Barkley told me. How did I not
I
know
remember
that?
them coming. I just didn't know the
That
date.
seems like a big concert that I was
Tickets
completely
supposed to
unaware of.
sold so fast.
Yeah.
Well, I want to bring up this Taylor Swift thing real quick. This is pretty unprecedented.
Yeah,
What
how
has
about
happened
this?
today?
Did I tell you about this?
It is Bud Light game night. We are at Mugshots Vestavia in the Vestavia City Center, just off Highway 31. We are here with, of course, Bud Light. If you're watching us on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you've subscribed and set your alerts so you know when we're live for shows like this. We're back live Monday night at a time I don't know if we've ever done a show. So if you've got your alert set, you'll get that. Make sure to retweet this on Twitter. Give us a thumbs up there as well. Share this on Facebook. Like it there as well on Facebook and on Twitch. Always follow us on social media at Next Round Live. We've got some great deals. Bud Light LT has gone dry. He's looking for another Stella. What? I'm
You're right.
trying to help.
Do you care if I get up?
Paint that picture, bro.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Anybody want anything?
I'm good, thank you. LT's going to get up and get another round for the table. Dunaway, tell him
No,
what
I'm
kind of
good.
specials LT's taking advantage
Well,
of.
we got $2 pints. Is this a pint, LT, or is that on draft? This is 12 ounces. Yeah, the pint's 16. This is 12 ounces. $2 pints is which is a great deal. $4 22-ounce beers, which are the biggies. 2 to 6. We've got Austin
The
P.
old
Alabama
biggies.
tickets. We're at Mugshots in Vestavia. It's just off Highway 31. It's right next to the AMC Theater. You know where it is. It's Mugshots.
right.
Everybody knows where Mugshots is.
Yep.
And we're having a good time.
Yeah.
Having a great
Cord
time.
setting here.
We're just bouncing.
He's got that funny look on his face. Like you're
Rockstar. Michael wants to know if you'll train Cord on the guitar early on. Will you kind of force the guitar on?
No, I will not.
Force it on him.
I will not force it on him. I will. He does like when I play, but he's also has no idea what's going on.
But some people who can play well can't teach. Do you think you could teach the guitar?
Well, my problem is I try to teach a couple people, but since I'm left-handed, upside down and backwards, it's kind of hard to teach a right-handed player or a left-handed player
Yeah.
for that matter.
I know nothing about the guitar, so I always get cracked up at how freaked out people get by the way you play.
Because it's it's supposed to be low E to high E.
Right?
I'm high E to low E. So
Right.
if you look at me, my chords are different. My fingers look different.
So you're
Everything's
kind
back.
of you would call yourself self-trained because
Yes.
of that? Like
No,
you've almost
nobody could teach you. I didn't know it was wrong until somebody pointed out. You're playing it wrong. And I because we had a guitar at the house that was right-handed, and I didn't know this is what felt comfortable the way I turned it.
right.
So I was 3 chords deep. I went to a lesson. The guy's like, I can't teach you anything. I can't. It's like it's impossible. And so I
Yeah.
try to teach a couple people, and it just doesn't
Now,
work out.
Everybody always points out when this comes up that Jimi Hendrix did the same thing.
He did not.
Oh, who is it they point out?
Jimi Hendrix, but he did not do that.
Oh,
Jimi
okay.
Hendrix got a right-handed body and strung it left-handed, so it looks like he did that because you see when he's on a
Right.
Fender, his knobs are up here. But no, he played normally left-handed, but he switched to right-handed body.
So have you ever seen anybody that plays it the way you play it?
There's a guy that plays with Eric Clapton. Doyle Bramhall. He's a blues musician. And here's one guy, I forgot his name. He's from, I think he's from Birmingham. He's a side musician with Matchbox 20. Matt Beck, maybe?
Yeah.
He is a upside down.
Mick Beck.
No, he is an upside down player like me, but he's a
Sits in with Sister Hazel every now and then?
No.
Nope. Okay.
but that's 2. That's not bad.
Yep. Lunsford says, LOL, Japan. Please pick them, Jim. I love Lunsford.
What about Serbia, Lunsford? Serbia's got a fighting chance.
NAAU fan says, Chuck sure delivers y'all some views and national exposure every time you get him on. He does. We appreciate that from Chuck. So
Almost like he owns part of the company.
Yep. He does it for the record. Chuck's a smarter businessman than that. Todd, LT, says, it's a perfect night for some bourbon. I'm enjoying some Knob Creek 18-year-old 100 proof. Cheers.
I'm a fan.
That's a good one right there.
Yeah, there are bourbon snobs out that have knocked Knob Creek. I've always been a Knob Creek fan.
Yeah.
And that was back my days when I went to Claremont, Kentucky. And I got to do a show with Fred Noe, who is the great-grandson of Jim Beam. And that's one of their products. But I'm a big fan.
Yeah, if it's not from the Buffalo Trace family,
what
what
was
kind
the-
of stuff, I'm not sure I want.
Oh, LT described one at lunch that they did Tuesday.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
The Jefferson's Ocean, the Voyage 24. It was
Better than the 23.
It was good.
It was delicious.
Well, tell
Is
them.
this
I
the one
mean,
you did on Bam and Bourbon this week?
Yeah.
I saw you guys opening it. So it was that good.
LT says
Oh,
it's
it's
amazing. He says Suttles loved it too.
Yeah, Suttles really, really liked it. It's
Yeah.
a great sipping bourbon. It's funny. I took my bottle home, and this past weekend, me and my buddy Preston got on it, and I had to pull back because, some of those Saturdays, the next day that bottle will be gone, and it's one of those that I want to savor and just have one neat every couple of weeks or so. Take advantage of that bottle. It's a good bottle.
So if I was going to steal a bottle from up at Double Down Media, that'd be the one I'd steal.
Nope, because I already stole it.
You already took
Well,
the
you get
You took the
one.
bonus one already?
Kidding, it's there, but don't steal it
I
because
won't
we've
steal
got
it.
a client coming by that I talked it up to.
Yeah, you did. I mean, Lance has told him this is the best bourbon you'll ever have.
Well, I don't know
this-
about that.
What?
But it's the
Maybe
best.
I oversold that.
No, it's the best that we've had on Bama and Bourbon to me. And so we've done, I don't know,
That is saying
20,
a lot.
25, 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is saying a lot. We've got to get some shelving for our bourbons
Yeah.
up there because it's
Yeah.
it's too crowded back there now. We're actually sitting them on the floor now.
Yeah, we can get the elf Shelly.
Sad, isn't it?
I mean, Shelly built Rockstar's table.
Yep.
Yeah, my command
Yeah,
center.
we can get her to do some shelves.
Yeah, why don't we do that? That'd be our Christmas gift to ourselves.
That's awesome. Do the work for us.
Merry Christmas, us.
Yeah.
Let's see. NH3425. Favorite Thanksgiving NFL game for the past? Rockstar, your team plays every year.
Hey,
Mine's
they've
easy,
won 2 in a
actually.
row ever since they traded Hawkinson.
Yeah.
2-0.
How about that?
Yeah.
Got rid of him. He's dead
Yeah.
weight. Mine's 93 Dallas, Miami. My Dolphins playing at Texas Stadium.
Is that the
In
Leon
the
Lett game?
snow. Leon Lett. Dolphins kicking a field goal for the win. Blocked. Leon Lett, for some reason, tries to scoop it up. And Dolphins then get a chippy for the win.
Who do we have this year?
We have got Detroit and Dallas.
As you look at
Those
that,
are the home team.
mine was 2000
I
and
thought my Bucks played this.
2005, I think it was. Rocky,
Yep.
you might have been over that night. It was Boston College in Miami, and had a bunch of people over.
Oh, we got Bills at
And
Lions.
then a huge Giants
Giants
Cowboys
and Cowboys. Big divisional game
game. Then
there.
Patriots and Vikings.
That's a pretty good night of day of football right
It really
there.
is.
Yeah.
And Lane Kiffin's last game at Ole Miss.
Was that the night you got the 3D TV? We put the 3D glasses on.
No, that,
How
that
quick
was
did that die?
yeah, that was.
All you saw was the bottom line was in 3D.
Do you remember what the game was?
Was it USC?
In Colorado.
I just remember we're like, wow, the bottom line.
No, this was the night that there was a big fellow over there that said something to younger brother,
Big fella.
and then older brother was there, and big fellow was out of hand Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have to.
Well, we're
Yeah.
talking to code here.
Yeah, seriously.
I really don't want to throw any names out
Yeah,
there, but
I don't blame
it was an interesting night. But anyway,
Big fella sing.
Miami, no, had gone like 6 games without covering. They were playing BC, and I hammered Miami, and they got home easily. So it was fun
big
Thanksgiving
win.
night. I usually lose on Thanksgiving.
B. Foshi says, what is the best movie soundtrack and best music video of all time?
Ooh, God.
Love Actually is the movie soundtrack.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think movie soundtrack.
I bet you cover some of the Love Actually soundtrack. Actually.
All I Want for Christmas. I do Mariah Carey.
One that I liked, and this is going to be off
Search
the
for
beaten
You,
path.
Up high, down low.
It's a Kind of
everywhere.
Magic by
You do that song,
Queen,
don't you?
Yeah.
because some of that music was in the movie Highlander,
Yeah.
and so I don't know if you would consider it really a soundtrack.
A lot of
Singles.
Yeah, but it was
what
really
else on
good.
that? A lot of classic rock in
Love
this.
singles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Singles is one of the best.
A lot of classic rock in this. So you're going to have to like a little bit of the 70s stuff and classic rock stuff. But there's a movie called A Knight's Tale.
With Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a fantastic soundtrack.
Roommate
if you like
swears
that.
by it.
It's a funny movie. I
That's
think
what
it's
she
actually a
says.
good flick.
I've
You've
never seen it.
I mean, look, it's a comedy. There's probably a little cheese element into it. Nobody gets beheaded. You know,
It's
nobody
a,
gets
it's a
kidnapped.
Knight's Tale.
Nobody
How does nobody get their head cut
Nobody
off?
gets kidnapped and tortured. So you may not like it. There are no flying dragons.
Oh, I'll tell you another one that I love was the movie Rush. Eric Clapton did a lot. It was a lot of
That's where
blues.
Tears of Heaven
Oh
comes
yeah,
from.
yeah.
It was a great soundtrack, very depressing, but it was fun to listen to back in
Yeah, I
college.
do that.
You do that? I
Yeah.
thought you did.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
I combine it to She Will Be Loved by Maroon 5. I never do the whole song 'cause I don't know that song. I just know the hook.
Back to the Future's got a pretty good one, right?
It's all
Of
pretty
80s
much all
music?
Huey Lewis.
Huey
but
Lewis.
If you look up singles, Rockstar is right. I mean, that whole
Smashing
movie.
Pumpkins,
Yeah.
Mother Love Bone, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden. It's a lot of stuff. Paul Westerberg, whatever his name is.
Michael's
Alice in Chains,
Let's see. Hang on.
Pearl Jam, Chris Cornell, Paul Weisenberg.
That's what it is. With na 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 na.
Matt says, what would you say is your most impressive physical feat in life? That is a great question, Matt.
Oh, Matt, I made other than reproducing, I made a diving catch to save the 1982 Shelby County High School championship for Thompson High School against
My
Marwood.
dad tells me about that game all the
Yes.
time.
That was my best high school moment as far as athletic. Diving catch, bottom of the sixth.
Wait a minute. You one time, and this would have to top this, so I'm thinking you've lied about this all your life.
Oh no.
So, all right, tell me your greatest feat again.
Shelby County championship game. We're
Right.
playing Briarwood.
Uh-huh.
We're at the University of Montevallo's the field,
Yeah.
and we are losing. And if this ball gets past me, if I don't make the catch, its base is loaded. It goes all the way to the fence. They cleared the bases,
Game over.
and no way we score that many runs in our last at bat in the seventh. I make a diving catch in the gap with 2 outs, and we go off the field, and I get the rally going to lead off as it always happens.
Hey, how
as it
often
always
does that happen?
happens.
When we edit
Makes-
it that way.
Makes a play in the field, and then we go in, lead
Goes
off,
it-
gets on base.
I mean, I can't tell you how many Shelby County baseball tournament games I've seen.
How many times he walks right in,
That's
dribbles one right between the pitcher and third baseman.
I know.
He can't make a play. He's safe at first. He gets the rally going. It's not like I
No.
laced one into the gap.
You told a story one time. Hey, what's the breaking news there? Oh my gosh, they have moved Browns Bills to Detroit.
Got
How about that?
to get that game in.
Hey, did the Bills just stay in Detroit because they play there Thursday? I bet they do.
I bet they didn't.
No, I bet they do. I bet they're not going to fly back to
I
Buffalo.
don't think that's possible because I think Detroit's a Monday night game, aren't you guys?
Oh God, I don't
No,
know.
Detroit's Thursday, Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thursday.
Oh yeah,
No, that's what I'm saying. The Bills will play this game Sunday. I guarantee you they don't go back to Buffalo. Why would you?
no.
It's going to be
Hell.
hard. The
Because
travel.
they play on Thursday.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they play
yeah,
at
yeah.
Detroit Thursday.
We
so-
got to stay in Detroit
I
for
know.
5 more days.
How bad does that suck?
There was another game where I robbed Bo Jackson of a home run.
That's the one. Okay, so you're not lying about that.
No, no,
You
but-
pulled it back in over the fence.
literally.
Yeah, but I mean, is it you going back,
No, I'm
timing?
about to tell the story.
If you'll let him tell the story,
And-
Lance.
At our stadium at Buck Creek back then, for some reason, the fence was built like this. It was straight for some reason. So down the lines was the furthest home run. The shallowest home run was in dead center.
Yeah. Sound like
And-
they were lazy when they built the field.
Yeah.
Well, it was built for football, I think, or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
So
So
just
it's converted. Yeah.
just dead center was the shortest home run. And so basically I played the whole game back against the fence because that was about average depth, about as far back as I could go. And so really it was a routine fly ball. that I would have backed up 4 steps and made a routine catch. And so I'm right here. It wasn't much taller than this, so I just reach up and catch it like that. Would have been a home run if I didn't catch it,
Yeah.
but I didn't have to run.
But it's made better because it's Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I can't remember if it was the at-bat before that or the at-bat after that. He had a normal dribbler back up the middle that I fielded it cleanly and threw it perfectly into second base, and he didn't even have to slide with a double.
He was already on third.
No, he was at second base
In the
without
ballpark home run.
sliding. Without sliding. That's how fast he was.
Yeah, Bo could move.
But my buddy Ronnie Rass struck him out in the first game, 3 strikeouts with about 17 Major League Baseball scouts there. So good that they wrote down Ronnie's name and came back and the Cubs signed him out of high school. 2 years
I had
later.
I had a high school algebra teacher at Sachs High School that was the baseball coach. His name was Joey Sims, Coach Sims, a really nice guy. And he played baseball at Sanford. And his claim to fame, this is actually pretty impressive, is that at Sanford, he was a pitcher. At Sanford, he struck out Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders.
Oh, wow.
That's actually pretty cool, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it really
really
is.
good.
Yeah, he said we played Auburn and Florida State, and I got both starts, and he said I struck out Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders.
Bo was a free swinger, though.
Yeah.
He would
Oh,
take, he
really?
would take some
Yeah,
whacks.
Dion kind of was too.
Yeah, Deion was probably batting leadoff though, wasn't he?
Probably.
Florida State with that kind of speed.
You would have to see this place, but they told me it was 475
Yeah.
feet. This foul ball Bo Jackson hit that night off of Ronnie before he struck him
Yeah.
out. He had a foul ball that went to the road that goes across Buck Creek and landed on the pavement out there. And they said that was 475 feet. If you watch the home runs now where they do the footing, that would be an unbelievable shot.
Kerry says Isaac Bruce was somehow underrated in his career. I don't know.
He was.
I don't know why we're talking about Isaac Bruce right there.
No, it's funny that Isaac Bruce got brought up to me the other day because Isaac and I are the same age. But I'll never forget my ex-wife's. We were at her mom's and watching on what must have been like a 16-inch little box TV on ESPN2. The second round of the draft had gone to that, so it was just on the ticker. And I remember the Rams, I really wanted them to get a wide receiver. And actually, David Palmer was coming out, and I was like, David Palmer is going to be a great NFL guy because he's such a versatile guy because of what he can do on special teams. And I saw Isaac Bruce from Memphis roll, and I was like, are you kidding me?
Who have we drafted?
Who have we
Yeah.
drafted?
And I'll never forget the first night the Georgia Dome had a night game that Thursday night. I was there to see the Rams. I saw him score his first NFL touchdown, and I also saw him score in Super Bowl 34, the game-winning touchdown.
Who was the guy that you always wanted them to draft, and they drafted, and he was a bust?
Eric Crouch.
Did you want him to be quarterback?
I didn't want Sam Bradford. Didn't
Well, I
want
mean-
Jared Goff.
Do they ever draft anybody you want?
Yeah, really.
I'm trying to think.
Uh,
I thought Todd Gurley was a reach, and he was so good for a while. I did like Aaron Donald.
Oh, how would you not like that pick?
Well, I mean, he was at Pittsburgh, so he was
Yeah.
kind of overshadowed. I'm trying to think of somebody that was a complete bust for the Rams. I mean, a ton of offensive linemen.
Yeah. I'll never forget. Do you remember John Avery out of Ole Miss?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Dolphins drafted him, and I was like, man, I love that pick. At Ole Miss, he seemed like,
running back, right?
yeah, he's a running back, but he seemed like a Christian McCaffrey type where you could play him
Yeah.
basically at running back or receiver. And he was just, solid enough player for Miami, but he was never what I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to be another Heinz Ward is what I thought.
Well, to show
Almost
you,
like the Swiss Army knife.
to show you how bad.
Oh, I got one.
Show you how bad I would be at personnel decisions. Didn't Pac-Man and Carnell come out the same year? Pac-Man Jones.
No.
Uh-uh.
Pac-Man was
After that.
I think after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the Bucks were taking Carnell Williams, and I wanted Pac-Man Jones. I thought, but maybe it was another DB. I was like, don't take Carnell Williams. Don't take Carnell Williams. There's some DB I wanted, and they took Carnell Williams. I was like, oh, don't take Carnell Williams. Take the DB, and we didn't. We took Carnell Williams.
Yeah, mine was in 2014 or 15, and I was doing an auction before the three of us did it. It was that bargain bonanza at Old Century Plaza, I think, for the
I
junior
remember
league.
that. Yep.
And it was a Thursday night, and so I had to watch the draft on my phone, and we took Tavon Austin, I think at number 5 or 6, and I was so excited. I was like, this guy is going to be electrifying.
Electrifying. What Tavon do for you there, LT?
Not much. He scored 2 or 3 touchdowns a year.
Dunaway. I'm trying to pull that draft up, Dunaway, to see. You've got me interested now.
We used to
Greg Robinson from the
From
for the
Auburn?
I thought was going to be really good.
Yeah, he stayed hurt though, didn't he? Excuse me, he got hurt a lot, right?
I really the Isaac Bruce though, that was back in my early fantasy football days, and he was always a stud.
All right, Cadillac. No, Pac-Man was the pick after Cadillac.
Yeah.
We were wrong. Yeah. So you wanted him to go Pac-Man,
I did,
and they went Cadillac.
and of course Pac-Man was a disaster. He
What did
was
Chris
never-
Berman do when he scored?
What did, it was-
Oh, that guy.
it turns out I love that guy,
Who? Chris Berman?
Yeah, now that he's gone.
I do kind of miss him.
Yeah.
Cornbread
Did he
says.
die?
No, he
No,
still
he's
does
not
the
on
run.
ESPN anymore.
No, he's on ESPN Plus. Same thing.
Cornbread says he's surprised we don't have a TNR logo on the pimp hat Rockstar's kid is wearing. I do love Cord's hat.
He loves it, man.
Should
It's
get
his
a little-
driving hat.
Keeps him warm, probably.
Yeah.
He's
Keeps
the
that
happiest
full
kid,
head of
too,
hair
man.
down.
Yeah.
All these stories when Rockstar comes in tells us about kid crying, kid this, kid that.
Oh, we had a meltdown before we came here.
Oh, yeah?
That's
I've
how it always
never
works.
seen this kid cry one time.
You want to take him tonight?
I do not.
See, when he leaves here, he is due. He's due for a meltdown.
Due for what? A
a
meltdown?
meltdown.
Yeah.
But he's usually really good.
And he watches some Sports Center, man. He is glancing up at that TV
It's
all
that
the
bright
time.
lights. He loves watching.
What is
football and
the
soccer.
Fritz Pollard Alliance?
I don't know. Am I supposed to know this?
Well, there's some kind of inquiry now on Jeff Saturday being hired by the Colts. They are reviewing it.
Oh, that's the not interviewing a minority candidate. But I thought they said that didn't
It's an
apply to
interim.
interim
Yeah, it
coaches.
should.
Interim, you don't have
Yeah.
to do the.
I thought
process.
that's what they said. But
Yeah, I mean, I think after the season, more than likely, Jim Irsay's probably going to have to, even if Jeff Saturday's the guy, go through an interview
Yeah.
process.
Hey, Bob Sacramento says, back to us pissing off coaches. Do you remember when M. Fitzsimmons pissed off Bobby Knight? Did you have Bobby Knight on and he upset him?
Oh,
If anything, we must have had a phoner with him.
Yeah.
I cannot.
No, I've never interviewed Bobby Knight, so it might have been before me. I remember upsetting John Brady.
Well, that was easy to do.
Yeah.
What'd you say that upset him?
It was something, and I'm just trying to remember, but it was something like they had played Arizona. They were down 28. They cut it to like 4 or something. And I was like, even in an early season out of conference loss like that, do you learn something about your team? Is there something you can build on? Is there some positives? That's a dumb question, man. Anytime you lose, that kind of stuff. And of course, my co-host then was buddies with him and they were laughing and all that kind of stuff.
It was Griffin.
That Griffin.
Yeah. I would. I mean, it's the way that the game is judged. A 28-point loss is a lot worse than a 4-point loss. 4-point loss is a quality loss.
Yeah.
It was a great question.
I didn't think it was a bad question.
It was a great question.
I've asked some bad questions. I didn't think that was
Justin
a great question.
says, have you had any times you thought you were off air in a commercial when your mic was still live?
Nope, not
Katie
once.
Shared details.
Not
Yeah.
once.
Yeah, it's the infamous, Justin may be new to the show here, infamous Clay Travis situation. We were at SEC Media Days. I'm not going to remember the year, but probably 10, 12, 13, 14.
It was 2015.
15. Okay.
It was the River Chase Galleria. one,
River
for sure.
Chase Galleria, right at the bottom of the escalator. I'll never forget where we were sitting. And Clay had come by too early for his interview. And he said, hey, I'm going to run up to my room real quick and I'll be right back down. And he takes something to my room. So he goes up to his room and then we're coming back and he's not back down yet. He'd been going longer than he said. And in that break, I think you had to cut a commercial, right? So
Correct.
Rockstar, and I won't go into the technical issue, but the way Rockstar had to do that back in studio for Lance to cut a commercial.
You
gotta
don't miss
press
doing
a lot-
those days.
No,
Yeah, a lot of
you got to press a lot of buttons.
buttons.
and make sure a lot of buttons. There's a lot of balls in the air when
A lot
they're
of
on remote.
Yeah, and a lot of buttons get unpressed, and one
Yeah.
didn't get unpressed. So we're back live on the air after Lance finishes his commercial.
But you've come close to getting us fired a few times.
Yes, I have.
Yes,
I'm
it's
still,
totally
I'm still
Rockstar's
trying
fault.
my hardest, man. It's going to happen one
Silver
day.
Star, too, because Dunaway, you were trying to call me on that one.
So,
I get painted as the guy who hated LT back
Yeah.
then.
No,
but
we weren't doing a show, though.
I know,
So,
but I was trying to call you.
So Clay hasn't come back down, and we start making a joke about him watching some pay-per-view films in the room there.
Right. I'm not going to shake his hand.
Yeah,
You shake his hand. I'm not going to
I remember
shake
the rubber gloves were
yeah.
mentioned.
We mentioned maybe he'll wear rubber gloves, and the entire audience was listening to it. I don't think we said anything that was like out of
No,
bounds.
and he was the best guest that could have happened to.
No, and he thought it was hilarious. He thought it was absolutely hilarious. What was the Silver Star? Y'all were talking about what?
No, so we had gone, me and Ian got invited by Silver Star to judge a Hawaiian Tropic competition. And the next day we were doing a live show and we had gone to break, but our mics were still up. So we were talking just in break, just hanging out
okay, yeah.
for like
So
5 minutes. But we didn't.
Yeah.
It was probably the first time in the history of our show that nothing
Controversial.
was said. Yeah.
Landmine believer. Why do people get hung up on the one thing Tua doesn't do well? So what if he can't throw the ball 60 yards? 95% of the throws are within 30 yards. Very elite at that. First of all, his arm strength, his lack of arm strength is badly missed. It's overrated. He's got arm strength.
He does.
He's not the strongest arm in the NFL. But
No, but he threw one of the better deep balls of all time at Alabama.
Yeah.
It just isn't a powerful deep throw, but it's on target when he throws it.
Here's what I've always said. If you can only pick one of the two. Obviously, you would want both, but you can only pick one of the two. Your quarterback has the strongest arm, or he's accurate. Which one are you picking?
Accuracy.
Accurate every time, right?
Yeah.
Because the strong arm you use, 2 or 3 times a game?
Yeah. No, strong arm, you're Jeff Garcia.
Yeah.
Accurate, you're Joe Montana.
Accurate is literally every single
Strong
throw.
on your Jeff George.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's who I was thinking about, Jeff George. That's who I was thinking about. Thank
Paul
you.
says he would like to know Rockstar's true sports interest. I know he's busy during the show, but does sports talk ever bore him? Yes, it does. Yes.
Some of the time, yeah, but like I love football. Don't pull for anybody in college football. I love my Lions, but I'm not heartbroken that they lose every weekend. Watch basketball. Never can get into baseball. Love soccer. Don't have a team. I don't have Tottenham, Hotspurs, whatever. But I'll watch as much of the World Cup as I can. Although some of the games are like at 4 a.m. But I'm not big on headlines, which is I'm in the wrong job for that. I'm not big on the coaching searches.
Well, I got to be honest with you. Most sports talk bores me to death. I mean, I don't ever listen to sports talk. When I'm done with it. Like, I don't like the X's and O's of it, really. I mean, I like the way we do it. We don't really take it all that seriously.
But do you listen to other shows?
I do not.
To get okay.
No, I don't. I mean, I'm not being rude, Rockstar.
I'm not taking offense. I don't either.
Back down, okay? I don't want this.
Do y'all
attitude.
listen to other shows?
Really don't.
Yeah, you do. You listen to Danny and
I'm
Danny.
talking about national.
Danny and them on the drive in.
Yeah.
Just because I've got that short drive.
Yeah, I'll listen a little bit, but anytime the kids are in the car, no. Roommates in the car, no. Weekends, no.
I'll tell you what.
I read a lot of stuff is what I do.
I'll tell you one reason I don't listen is most of them I don't enjoy, A, and B, I don't want to copy things, right?
Yeah, you want your own opinion.
Yeah. Like if I hear something somebody does I like, I might be in danger of like kind of copying that. I don't want to do that.
Well, I'm always afraid of picking up bad habits.
Well, that too, yeah. Oh, my bad, Ashley. I apologize. I teased this quite a while back, and I completely forgot. Ashley says, come back to the Taylor Swift Ticketmaster debacle. So I've never seen this happen.
It's crazy. The whole thing crashed, and now they're out of tickets. And
yeah, their Ticketmaster has said, "Hey, guess what? We were going to sell Taylor Swift tickets tomorrow. Not doing that anymore. Sorry, guys. I've never seen that happen."
Yeah, and really,
I bet Taylor Swift is pissed.
Oh, I'm sure she is.
What this will do, I guarantee you, her next concert,
she sells all her tickets.
She has some kind of way to sell her own tickets.
Well, finally, they need to break up Ticketmaster. They need because it's been not a monopoly.
Well, it really
the
is.
Service charges you pay. I had to buy a couple tickets for my parents for something coming up, and tickets were $34 each. So that's $68. Surcharges turned up to be $111.
Yeah. When you got a monopoly, that's what you roll. I know.
You watch. She will do something. She'll add extra shows, and somehow make this up.
I don't know
while making millions of dollars.
Yeah, I don't know how you can circumvent. Pearl Jam tried to do it in '95, and they got in trouble. I'm like, they had to do concerts where they sold their own tickets, and they ended up at like old fairgrounds that were like nasty places.
Yeah,
so all these Ticketmaster venues.
I'm gonna assume this sounds a whole lot easier to do than it really is. Or
well, if anybody can do it, she can do it.
Due to extraordinary high demands on ticketing systems and insufficient remaining ticket inventory. To meet that demand, tomorrow's public on sale for Taylor Swift, the Eras tour, has been canceled.
Sad.
So what does that tell you?
Wait, the tour's been canceled?
No, there's another ticket sale tomorrow
for Taylor Swift has been canceled. And there are people who have been putting weeks into getting numbers and in line.
One of those is Lunsford's wife, Laurel, and he says she's already doubled the amount of shows she originally announced. And they said she would have to do 900 stadium shows just to meet the current demand.
Yeah. She can do it.
I don't think she can do that.
She can do it.
Hey, again, she makes $9 million a show.
I know. She played at Sachs High School. Played a show at Sachs High School. True or false?
Well, it must be true. You
true.
said it as a fact.
Was she 4?
I was not there for it. No, she was already.
Was it after her first album?
Jim, I don't know, but I think so.
Yeah.
It was like 2000. I think the year was 2004-ish.
Yeah.
So what would that have been?
I'll check.
About
Well, you know, it's
2004.
funny. Brittany Wagner told us the story about NSYNC. Their first gig ever was at her high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
But well, I mean, Lance Bass was from her hometown,
Yep.
right? Yeah. Yeah. Taylor Swift, I think it was 2004, played at Sachs High School in the gymnasium. Think about that for a second. I think Cooper Chevrolet was the presenting
One of the-
sponsor.
One of the coolest video. I know this is totally different, but one of the coolest videos you see. There's a before they were stars kind of subreddit thing that there's of the Mumford and Sons, and they're playing at a pizzeria, and they're playing a new song they wrote called "The Cave," which was their big
Yeah.
first hit single. And it's so cool that there's like maybe 20 people in the audience. And they said this is where they just started getting bigger. And like you can see, there's videos of the Killers doing "Mr. Brightside" or something like that
Yeah.
before they're famous and everything. It's like this is just before they launched. And it's just so the Taylor Swift thing playing at Sachs High School just to see like. Just to think in 2004, you were playing at a high school in Alabama.
Corey says it's 2008, Dunaway. I don't know. I was not there. Corey Bragg on Facebook. T Swift played at Sachs in 2008. You think she's come a long way from Sachs High School?
She has.
You think they could book her right now?
I mean,
If anybody could, Mr. Echo.
Would Ticketmaster screw up the Sachs High School
they
seating?
probably would. Hey, we'll handle our ticket sales. You think our website could handle it next year?
Yes,
Yes,
ask
Lunsford
Lunsford.
Yeah, Lunsford
Lunsford's
got it.
got this.
her self-titled album Taylor Swift is on Spotify listed as 2005.
Yeah, so this was 08. Corey says his wife was there, so I'm going to take his word for it. I was not there.
2006, excuse me.
I'd moved on. All right, well, that's going to do it.
2008, man. She'd already done a whole album.
Hey, so we got beer specials, Lance, until 7, and Bama tickets.
Yep. We've got Alabama Austin P tickets. Just come by, see our girl, and scan that QR code. And $2 pints, $4 22-ounce big Bud Lights. Getting ready for the weekend. We've got SMU and Tulane kicking off in less than 30 minutes. We've got NFL action tonight with the Titans at the Packers. So come hang out with us at Mugshots, grab a burger, grab a Bud Light, have a little fun.
Thank you for joining us on YouTube. Give this a thumbs up. Make sure you've subscribed to our YouTube channel, more than 10,000 strong. You keep adding to that number. Set your alert so you know when we're live. We're back live 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Retweet this. Give it a thumbs up on Twitter. Share it on Facebook. Thumbs it up there as well and on Twitch. And always follow us on social media at Next Round Live, at Next Round Live. We're here for another hour at Mugshots in Vestavia City Center. But if you can't make it out, we'll see you tomorrow, 9 o'clock on the Next Round.